Hello, and welcome back to Behind the Post. My next guest is a social media manager with a background in journalism and a big passion for storytelling and humanizing brands. Most of her experience is in the hospitality industry and B2C, and now she's adding some spice to her life and everyone else's, managing all social media accounts for Chili Piper. Introducing Meryoli Arias. Meryoli, are you ready to go behind the post with me?
Yes, I'm ready. Thank you for having me.
Amazing. Oh, well, thank you for being here. I can't stop smiling right now because I'm totally fangirling. I'm not even going to try to hide it. I've been admiring Chili Piper's social for so long. And I think what you guys are doing when it comes to B2B marketing is truly incredible. I think you're quite literally redefining this space. So I'm very, very excited and grateful to have the opportunity to speak with you today.
Wow, thank you. That's so nice.
Of
I'm very
course.
lucky to be talking to you too.
Oh my God, I can't wait. Okay, so before we start talking social, I'm sure everyone has heard the tagline, make meetings happen. So could you just give us a quick, brief overview of Chili Piper?
Yes. Well, we are an inbound conversion platform. Like you just said, we've been making meetings happen for a while now. And now we're ready to accompany B2B revenue teams throughout their entire inbound sales processes. And yeah, we are ready to go there with all the revenue teams and double their inbound conversion rates.
Mm-hmm. Amazing. So I think when it comes to social, the one thing that really stands out to me and that I really want to note here is that you don't even have to be using Chili Piper to be a part of your community. And I think that you guys are totally winning at social when it comes to that. I mean, there's no arguing that. And the community and presence that you've created around Chili Piper is incredible. Like, I feel so connected to you guys, and I think you make everyone feel so seen and so heard, even if you're not using Chili Piper, which I think is incredible. I think that's every marketer's dream, is to make you feel something. And you've created that community where it's just a sense of belonging, which I think is incredible. So I want to know, from the inside looking out, what do you think makes Chili Piper, that social presence and community, so special?
Wow. Well, I think that what makes Chili Piper so special and our presence on social media is Chili Piper in real life.
Mm-hmm.
So, because I think that it would be very hard to go and try to pretend to be something we are not. And the fact that we have a great product that's helping all our customers, and we also have our employees who deeply believe in what we're doing, I think that makes it's just a huge add value to whatever we do in social. So I
Mm-hmm.
think that makes my job from a social media manager perspective so easy, because what I have to do is basically just spread the word and say what we are, and that makes my job super easy. And from then on, I just work really hard on humanizing the brand and being real and talk to people and listen to them. And I think that's very important. I think that that's something that we are doing. We are talking to people on a human level instead of
Mm-hmm.
being a walking brochure, you know? We
Yeah.
don't want to be that. So I think that's what people perceive as special, and this type of special energy that there's, around our social media.
Yeah. I mean, that definitely shines through in everything you do. It feels so genuine, and it's really inspiring. So I think you're doing amazing. And it's literal walking proof that B2B does not have to be boring. And
Absolutely.
yeah. So I want to talk a little bit about the humanizing aspect of that, because you guys are definitely nailing that. And every post is so engaging and really, really pulls you in. So could you share a little bit about your process, and when you're writing posts, how are you actually humanizing and getting, just making such engaging posts?
Yeah. I mean, the humanizing part is just you try to talk as if you were having a conversation with someone, like forget
Mhm.
about those advertised C words or things like that. Just talk like from human to human. Understand that, maybe you're a B2B company and you think you're talking to companies, but you're really not talking to companies. These companies are run by people, and
Mhm.
those people are the ones getting the message. It's not a company, it's a human. So you have to be human. So my process involves, I ask myself, like, am I being a walking brochure. No,
Yeah.
I'm not. Then let's do it. And
Hmm.
yeah, just being very involved and listen to people and try to have a language that really easy, simple, that people understand. And yeah, just not. I think it's more of not taking like any shortcuts, just like being very straightforward, and at the same time trying to, what we all try to do is social, entertain, educate, and
Hmm.
trying to be different.
Yeah. And I think one thing that you guys do really well is you're very honest and you share your journey. It's not just like you share exactly how you are getting where you are, which I think is really amazing. And especially I've noticed it on LinkedIn. I've been following Chili Piper for quite some time, and it's very clear that I'm a fan of you guys. But I've
Thank
noticed
you.
massive growth. Like over a few months, thousands upon thousands of followers, like huge growth. And you don't have to give too much away, but could you just share a little bit about your strategy on how you guys are achieving this?
Yeah, sure. Here's my PowerPoint. No, I'm kidding. No, I think that our strategy has been more related to, being bold enough to go and try things, to go and test things. And what's working for Chili Piper is that Chili Piper decided to go out and see what works for them.
Hmm.
You never know if you don't do it. So that's
Exactly.
basically, I think that's our approach to everything related to social, because we know most things are out there. You are not inventing anything new. What we are adding is our own touch.
Hmm.
That makes it feel a little bit more fresh, but we're just playing with the context. But yeah, I would say that that's our strategy. Go and try new things and see what works for you, stick to it, and then be different. That's,
Hmm.
like, I would say those are the two big points.
Yeah, definitely. I know sometimes it is nerve-wracking when you are trying new things, but it's the only way to find out what actually works, because exactly what works for you might not work for someone else and vice versa. So it's always important to take those intelligent risks. So I definitely agree.
Yeah, I agree. It's the same as growing up. You gotta go out, make mistakes, and learn from them, and be the best version of yourself.
Hmm.
And I think, yeah, that's what we do. We try not to. We go like, we don't want to be playing safe. We want to
Hmm.
go and try new things and reinvent ourselves every day, and that's what we try to do. Yeah.
Yeah, I love that because you are different. You're not like everyone else, and you have to showcase that. So definitely, I
Yeah.
love that. So I want to jump to Instagram really quick. Instagram is definitely my one of my favorite platforms. I absolutely love Instagram. And I think when it comes to company culture, you guys are nailing it over there. Um, and I want to ask you about something because in my experience, I found that it has been hard to grow on Instagram. It doesn't work the same as other networks where it's not pushing out your content to new people. Although I think that is changing now. I think they're kind of catching on. I know I've noticed Instagram is pushing reels super hard right now to try to compete with TikTok. Which I think is really amazing. I think Instagram is finally getting to that point where it's a little bit easier to grow. And I know since you have started at Chili Piper, you have through some of your initiatives, you guys are growing your Instagram super rapidly. So I wanted to ask you a few tips that you have for social media managers looking to increase their engagement and grow their Instagram presence.
Okay. Yeah, we are working very hard on our strategy when it comes to Instagram. For us, it was very easy because it was a no-brainer. It was like, let's showcase our company culture. We are
Hmm.
all very proud of being part of Chili Piper and the company culture that we've achieved, thanks to, our founders, Alina and Nicola. But I think that was a big point for us on Instagram. Once again, I recommend go and find out what works for you. For
Hmm.
every company is different, but
Absolutely.
I would say that when it comes to Instagram, it's very important to serve the community you have already. So create content for those you already have.
Hmm.
Number two, I would say, yes, try formats that Instagram is like favoring. Like right now, is big on reels, big
Yeah.
on stories. And number three, the same. I mean, be human. Don't be afraid to go and make mistakes. Connect with people. Talk to people on a human level. And I think that's gonna take you to growth. That's just like,
Mhm.
yeah. There's no here. Once again, there's not a magic trick or
Mhm.
anything. It's just like go and be real and just try new things.
Yeah, absolutely. There's no playbook to the thing. There's no set of rules to follow. Exactly. So you always have to be trying new things and adapting and learning and growing. Um, One thing that I've noticed about Chili Paper is I always see your employees all over your socials. And it's not just the marketing team, it's sales, it's, your founders. You see everyone, which I think is incredible. And I think that also adds into why, like, I feel like I know you guys because I see you constantly and I'm hearing your story. I think your storytelling is also really incredible. And I'm seeing it also on TikTok, and I love your TikTok. And I think TikTok is one of those things that's starting to become a bigger trend in B2B. I know where B2B brands can be a little apprehensive when it comes to TikTok. I don't think it's the first network that comes to mind when you're thinking about lead generation and things like that, but I definitely wouldn't count it out. So I want to ask you a little bit about how you motivate your employees to create videos on TikTok and Instagram and things like that, because I know it's not always easy to kind of get everyone on board, or maybe for Chili Paper it is. So how are you kind of motivating your employees to participate?
Well, once again, I think here I'm very lucky just because we have a company culture where my coworkers understand the value of social media for
Mhm.
the company and also for themselves. We have amazing content creators in Chili Viper, and I'm very lucky. I think this was one of the biggest challenge because you don't want to, as a social media manager, you don't want to go to people who are really, really busy and say like, "Hey, let's do this video," because
Yeah.
most people are gonna probably say, "No, I'm busy." But my case at Chili Piper is that I go to people and they say like, "Hey, maybe I can't do it now, but I will do it later," or something like that. What works for me, particularly what I could advise to someone who's facing this problem, is that I created a framework that made it so easy for them to share to create their videos. I gave them like some direction when it comes to, you can record like this, you can do that.
Mhm.
And also at the same time, I gave them freedom. So
Yeah.
when you have those two factors, it's like it's very rare that it goes wrong. So in this particular case, that's what I did. I created a framework, and something else that we are doing right now, and it's happening on TikTok and Reels, is that we have this remote hack series with our SEO content manager Carlos Silva. What we realized is that we wanted to talk about something that's very present for us. We're all remote workers. Chili
Mhm.
Pepper is an 100% remote company. And we wanted to talk about that because it's part of our day-to-day lives. We care about remote work because basically we love it because we are
Mhm.
remote workers. And Carlos, particularly, he is a big advocate for remote work on his own social media platforms. So what we
Mhm.
did was we connected the dots. We said like, we want to create this series, and he's passionate about it. We are passionate about it as a brand. Let's do this. And this is something that we're trying. We on TikTok, we are trying things. We're
Mhm.
not gonna say we have it figured out yet. I think everyone on
Yeah.
TikTok is right now like that TikTok that said like, are we supposed to know what we're doing?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think everyone is just like that. But what I think we're trying things, and this is one of those things that we decided that if we're passionate about it and he's passionate about it, we'll do it, and that's
Mhm.
how it's happening. We are hoping that this can keep happening for many other passions. We are so, there's like a big diversity in Chili Piper, so I'm
Mhm.
guessing that we're gonna keep trying this, and hopefully you will be seeing more of that on our TikTok and on our reels.
Yeah.
So
And
go and follow us.
oh, I already do. You already know. And I think TikTok is one of those platforms where you absolutely like have to try new things. Um, the way that the platform works, you have to create content with kind of the trends and things that are going on to be more relatable. And remote work is definitely something that everyone can relate to. So definitely have to work with the platform and things. So I want to jump to something else here. I know we're almost nearing the end here, but one thing that I've noticed about Chili Piper is you guys, again, have humanized your brand, and I see all of your employees on your corporate profiles, but also everyone at Chili Piper also advocates for your brand. So I want to ask you a little bit about that. How are you getting everyone on board to kind of advocate for the brand and share out news and things like that?
Um, Once again, here's where I go and say, I'm very lucky. I'm a very lucky social media manager. That's the truth.
Hmm.
Like I just said, they understand the value of social media. They do it for their own profiles. I'm not telling anyone. You see that we post every day, or employees post every day, and I'm absolutely not telling anyone in the company like, hey, go and post this, or do that. You can't post
Hmm.
about this. I'm not. There's not like a rule for people to post or anything. What we do is that we encourage that. Obviously, when they post, we have such an open and we love helping and like celebrating one another, and we go on and do that, and that's exactly how it happens. It's not like I create all these posts for all these co-workers of mine. No,
Hmm.
everyone is so excited about the human experience that Chili Piper is, that they want to
Hmm.
share it. They want to talk not only about our products but about the way we do things. I've seen posts about like the path of someone to get like promoted, or how was the today I just saw a post by one of my coworkers talking about how he got rejected first, and then he realized that there was someone he could talk to get to be hired.
Hmm.
And yeah, it's just like everyone is sharing their own experiences,
Yeah.
and like I'm not making anyone do anything. It's just part of the culture in
Hmm.
the company.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's also what makes social media such a special place is being able to share your own experience, and share your own journey of how you got where you are. It doesn't have to be all about promoting your company and things like that. And I think it's so important for companies to give their employees the freedom to share on social and say, you don't only have to share, you know, company content. They should have the freedom to share all the other things too. And I think that's what makes social media so special after all.
Exactly. I keep hearing about companies that are like, no, you can't post about this. You can't. I've been so lucky that I've never been in one company like that. But
Yeah.
I keep hearing about those, and it's like, wow,
Yeah.
wild.
That's very, very, very shocking. Very shocking. I don't think I would do well in an environment like that. So I'm
Me
also
neither.
very, very grateful. Okay, so my last question for you is one that I ask every single guest on the show, and it is, what is one thing that you wish your colleagues in other departments knew about social media? But for you, I think everyone at Chili Pepper knows the value of social. So maybe we could gear this question towards, what is one thing that you wish everyone knew about social? One thing that you're doing in your everyday life, or, in your role, that you wish people knew about social media.
I think that it's such a cliche, but it's just the honest. It's just like the biggest truth. It's like, if you want to be successful on social, go and be social. That's it. You
Hmm.
gotta. I always think of my job as I incentivize conversations. And if you think about it like that, it's just so easy, especially if you're someone who is curious about other people and everything. I think to be on social, you need to. And yeah, that's exactly, go and be social.
I totally agree. Like, social media is meant to be social. Like, that is the whole point of it. So exactly, be social. I love it. Well, thank you so much for joining me on the show, Meryoli. I loved being able to get the chance to speak with you. I love Chili Pepper, admire everything you're doing, and I'm so grateful I had the chance to talk to you today.
Oh, that's so sweet. Thank you for having me. Yeah,
Thank,
I love
thank,
it.
thanks so much.